This episode of the Red Bull Rant is brought to you by the fine people that support us through patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. Head on over there to support us and get exclusive content when we fucking feel like it. We want to send a special thanks to Chris Adamick, the Maeve Dartinez, Pierre, Eddie Delecto, and Jeremiah Dempster. As always, thanks, guys.
The Red Bull Rant is a free-flowing conversation amongst three lifelong wackos that may contain adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, my friends, to the Shouldn't Have Friends. This is the Red Bull Rant podcast. I'm your host, Jason Iapicco.
I'm Truman, and this is episode 447, and I'm just going to call this one not great.
Well, that was a way to end a winning streak, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, with a thud. There's many a sound effect you can use for that game. Flonk.
Fucking embarrassing!
I mean, that one might be a little unfair to a degree, but I feel like it's still warranted.
Yeah, I mean, that's shit out there.
Lowest common denominator.
Bringing that, I don't think we ever actually used that one on the show. We had it locked and loaded for a long time, but I don't think we ever actually used it.
We had to have used it at some point.
I don't know. Let's see, what else do I have on the soundboard here that I can...
Jesus Christ, that is just Babytown frolics.
No, that was okay.
Hell no. No, God, please, no! No! No!
Yeah, I'm just looking through all of our sound effects at the moment. I think that's kind of the end of it.
Just be a list of disparaging sound effects.
Yeah. I'll have to come up with more, but that's, I think, all I have for now. So, Red Bull's losing 3-0 on the road in game number 1 at Cincinnati. Let's get into it with the tweets. Do you have those ready to go?
I do. All right. Our close personal friend Anthony says, I didn't think they make the playoffs to begin with. We're playing with house money here. We're playing with house money at this point. Why can't we have a nice player like Acosta? Oh, right. Red Bull doesn't want to spend money. Our friend Creepy Taxi, Steven Santos, we got smacked by a real team. Enough said. At MetroFan96 has not surprised. Their game versus Montreal at home was a fluke. All those Red Bull fans that attended that game won the lottery. That was a high-scoring game with some great goals by both teams. A real fluke. Now we're getting back to normal. Mediocre Red Bull getting kicked out of the playoffs as usual.
I assume you mean Charlotte, right? Because we haven't played with Montreal in months.
Toronto. I'm sure he means Toronto. That was the last. What was the last game of the season at home?
Well, if you're talking regular season, it's Toronto.
He does Charlotte. Right. That game.
Toronto didn't score, so.
Correct. That was the 4-2 game. So, but Richesco did say, thank God they abolished aggregate. No kidding. Right, 1-0, 10, and it really doesn't matter.
Yep. All right, so let's get into our likes and dislikes. You can go first. What do you dislike the most about this game?
One, I dislike when my cat decides to sit in front of the television. So then I stand up and I intimidate him like this.
So in case people are wondering, this is live. He's not talking about the game.
Okay. All right. Now that we're back to that, biggest dislike of this game is just a 23rd minute goal, and it's one of those goals where you just take a deep breath, sigh, and realize, oof, this might be a long night. You just get those feelings. We've seen this team when they go down a goal, whether you think they have a chance to come back or not, and this was definitely one you were like, I don't. I think this was it. Got the crowd fired up. The real Cincinnati team was there, not the one that they played previously. And you just kind of knew it was going to be a long night.
My dislike's going to be the second goal because what the fuck is Reyes doing?
Yeah. Oh, that was rough.
I mean, I understand wanting to get it back to your goalie, but you're at midfield, you're going to head it back and hope he makes it. Like, I can't. I don't blame Cornell at all for that because he did all he fucking could in that situation.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a quality game over one right there too. I think even Pat was saying that. It's like, okay, well, moving on.
Honestly, after the first one, I think it was just whatever.
Yeah.
We blew our chances in the first 15 minutes, and then we know if we fall behind, it's really hard for us to fight back. So, likes. I don't know. Oh, let's just go what Trescu said. Aggregate goals don't count. So as much as we lost the game, it doesn't really matter what the score was. It could have been 3, it could have been 10, it could have been 100. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So as long as the Red Bulls win this game, hey, they're back in the series. They have a chance to win the series. So
yeah. My like is going to kind of bounce off the dislike is that you kind of knew you can tune out after the first goal. And then especially after the second. You hung in after the first, after the second, you're like, all right, I can kind of space out and put the game over here and put other television on over here. So there was always that.
Yeah, and actually kind of to piggyback on that, there's something I decided to do in the background, and I'm going to send you an image of this if I can find a good one. So this way you can see what I'm talking about in real time. There is this company called U-Gears, and they make wooden mechanical models. Basically, it's like plywood that you pop out and you put together. Oh, that's a nice link, but I guess that's it. Okay.
Wow.
I'm sorry for the size of that link, by the way. Oh, that's great.
You see that?
Wow. That's not the actual link. You know what? I'm just going to send you the picture instead.
I'm just going to you can't even delete that thing. See what you just sent me.
Hold on. You know, I should probably take. I can't even take a screenshot of that because it's so fucking long.
Big. Yeah, it's too long.
Okay, I'm going to remove that for everyone. Okay. So it's basically a plywood mechanical model that you put together. There's gears and stuff. It was what they call their theater model, so it had some moving pieces that had basically a display of like people moving, horses moving, that kind of thing.
Right. And
I finished putting that together during the game, so at least there's that.
You had something else completely going on. All right, back to the model.
I mean, I don't get me wrong. I was still sitting here kind of watching the game, but
right.
It's like, you know what? If I'm gonna sit through this, I might as well, because somebody had to tweet it, right? So at least I had to sit through it. Like, I might as well get this shit done. And honestly, it was kind of annoying, the fucking model, but I don't think it was as annoying as watching the Red Bulls just completely shit the bed.
Oh yeah, that was not inspiring footsie.
No. And once again, I had a weekend where all three of my teams could have won, and I think the Red Bulls were the ones that failed on both the occasions recently. So,
yeah.
All right. Any other afterthoughts for the game?
Let's just say it again. No aggregate score. You move on.
Yep. All right. Game 2 is coming up. It will be on Saturday night, which is, as we're recording this, is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time. So aggregate doesn't matter. Like we said, it's best of 3 series. This is now for the Red Bulls the rest of the way, regardless of what happens this game, a win or you're done playoff, right? Because after the best of 3, it's 1 game series. So at this point, they need to win every game going forward if they want to have any chance of advancing. So, not even going to bother with the results or record. It doesn't really matter. Just thoughts on the Red Bulls' potential last game of the year at home against the number 1 team in all of MLS in the playoffs. What do you think?
I mean, it's going to be a tough game, right? But I think, and I know they laid a total egg in Cincinnati. I think the team will be up for this game. I really do. I think it's going to be close no matter what. I could actually see the Red Bulls winning this game like 1-0. I don't see him playing that poorly, no matter who it is, 2 games in a row. Yeah, they had a crappy year, but they didn't get blown out a lot. This is rare when they happen to lose 3-0. I mean, right where we're saying what was on a mission accomplished for this year, the way it went in the playoffs, and I think it's playing good here, and either winning 1-0 or losing on penalty kicks won't be the worst. I think we all know they're not winning the cup this year.
No, I think you and I both agreed they had to win at least one game of the series. So,
right.
And you know what? Honestly, the home game is going to be the better shot. So
yeah, yep.
I think it's going to be tough because Charlotte doesn't have to rest anybody. They're going to bring their best team. Oh, I will say I forgot about this in terms of dislikes. Is how Charlotte didn't end up down. I'm sorry, Cincinnati didn't end up at least down one guy for a fucking punch thrown.
Yeah, what else? No.
Yeah, just throw an elbow at Niels' neck. It's okay, and then punch him up. 30 seconds later, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
So, all right. Any other thoughts on the Cincinnati game? The one coming up. I mean,
just I don't know. Don't embarrass your fans. That's it, because this is the last home game they're going to have. So
yep, no matter what, this is the last home game. Because if they make it to MLS Cup, they're not higher seeded than any Western team. So
right, don't get shut out. Play a good game. That's all you can ask for.
And hopefully win and make it a game 3.
Right.
At least force Cincy to earn the win in the series.
Yeah.
All right. Gotham FC, they didn't play because they had an international break, but their semifinal match against the Portland Thorns is this Sunday, November 5th at 7 p.m. So win or lose on the Red Bulls, there'll be at least one more team from Red Bull Arena still in on Sunday. So check it out if you can. All right. With that, it's time for the F1 update.
And box now, box forward. Stay out.
Fuck! What
Tire.
All right, so let's head back to Mexico for last week's race. And the good news was it took Max only about, 5 seconds to take the lead.
One corner.
Yeah, one corner for Checo Perez to crash and get knocked out of the race in his home country. So that really sucked. And that race for second gets closer and closer.
Yeah.
We have 1, 2, 3 races left, I believe.
Yeah, because they're in Brazil this week.
Yep.
Which we're not going to talk about because we're recording this and they did do qualifying, but I had not a chance to watch, so we're not going to talk about it. But they had Brazil this week. Vegas is in 2 weeks, I think, and then Abu Dhabi to end the year.
Yeah. And right now it's only a 20-point lead for Sergio over Lewis Hamilton. So he's got to do something here. He's been so he was hot early and then just been ice cold recently. He needs to step it up now.
And he was given that gift of the disqualification of Hamilton.
Yes. Yep.
And then basically squandered it in Mexico. Yeah, so the first corner, for those who don't watch, the first corner, he basically went 3 wide with Max and I can't remember who it was. Was it Leclerc in the first corner? It's never signed.
Yeah, I think it was Leclerc and Carlos Sainz because I think they started 1-2.
Well, yeah, but Max split them up and then Perez got around the 1.
Yeah.
But whoever it was, basically it was 2 Red Bulls and a Ferrari in the middle. And Checo decided to take the corner too tightly and basically destroyed his car in the process.
Yeah. So, but hey, this weekend we are in Brazil. Like Jay was saying, there was qualifying today. So it should be a fun weekend.
The sprint tomorrow.
Sprint of the shootout tomorrow, yeah, and then the race on Sunday. So the race is actually right at 12 o'clock. Perfect racing time.
Yeah. All right. With that, it is time for the dumping ground.
I'm the trash man.
All right. I don't think either of us really want to talk about it, but what the fuck was that game?
Terrible.
For the American football derby, let's call it that for now.
The trash man game is what that was.
I'm the trash man.
Neither team deserved to win that game, honestly.
No. That was absolutely brutal. First of all, the weather was brutal. Listen, you can say turf is great. You can say turf is bad. God, I listened to WFN and Boomer Esiason says it's not the turf's fault. The players gotten hurt. But when you see running backs taking handoffs and they're slipping on the field,
yeah,
and getting to the line, maybe it sucks. It might just suck a little bit. I think it's just a little bit slipperier, than regular grass. And then it was just,
it's almost like the water has nowhere to go.
Injury upon injury and missed field goals and Tyrod Taylor getting out, and then the backup throwing, I think, like one pass, and it's just oof. The good news is that I had running backs in fantasy, so they had to get the ball nonstop. Unfortunately,
Jets on their fourth string center, Giants on their third string quarterback. Like you said, he barely threw the ball. Giants somehow ending the game with -9 passing yards, which is impressive.
Pretty amazing.
Where Zach Wilson throws for over 200 without a touchdown, but and it baffles me that he threw for over 200. It must have been those last two drives, honestly, that did it, because it didn't look like he was going to make even 150 points in that game. The Jets shot themselves in the foot so many fucking times. Like, I honestly. The only reason the Giants had a touchdown scoring drive was because of two bad penalties that kept them on the field.
Yeah.
The Jets.
Yep.
Then the Giants, with 24 seconds left on the clock, make that. I don't know who it was, had the offside on the first play, which allowed the clock to stop, and then, wow, I don't know what to say.
Gano missing 2 field goals. Then you're finding out that he was hurt and now he's having surgery. You have that happen. You have just boneheaded pass interference on the Giants defender in overtime. I mean, the game was awful. But I will say this, I was rooting for the Jets because I don't think the Giants have any – look, I'm still wearing my Giants hoodie. I don't think the Giants had a shot going into that game to making the playoffs. And I'm like, I'm going to root for the Jets because that's what I do every time they play each other. I'm like, who has a better chance of making the playoffs? So the Jets got very lucky in that game. Lucky.
They really did. They really did.
So,
like I said, neither team deserved to win. That, like, if that game ended in a tie, I was like, that's a fair result.
Yeah. Yeah. It was absolutely a brutal game to watch. But I mean, hopefully this weekend the Jets play the Chargers. The Chargers defense is not great. And they're home, right? Winnable games.
I thought we were playing in LA.
No, it's at home.
Okay, I was wrong. I thought for some reason they were in LA. Yeah, and then we get to go play the Raiders on Sunday night in Vegas.
Yeah, 2 winnable games, back to back.
Yeah. Well, the Jets' schedule after the bye was always the better part of the schedule. So. Yeah. I mean, we still got the Falcons, the Texans, the Commanders, which I guess are a relatively better team this year.
Yeah.
I say relatively because I'm not as familiar with them.
Yeah. Porous defense as well.
We got to play the Bills at home, and then we got to play the Dolphins home and home, and the Browns, who are surprisingly good, at least defensively.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And you get the Patriots again.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't beat the Patriots.
Well, we couldn't beat the Patriots early this year. I mean.
No, I know.
Granted, that was before Zach Wilson was like, I'm going to make Taylor Swift my girlfriend and have this great game. and stopped himself from being a very bad QB. I mean, he had 2 turnovers, and only one of them was really his fault. The second one was literally the first snap ever between a fourth string center and the quarterback. Like
Yeah.
in a rainy day, like if that had like a 60-40 shot of being fumbled regardless, right? So
Then it was the fumble. 40% it was
Yeah.
not. No, he wasn't going to fumble the ball.
yeah, there was much better chance that fumble given the situation than not. So
Oh yeah. Oof. Yeah. Not fun.
All right. Anything else for dumping ground?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. Are we still doing the terrible team of the week?
Oh, I got one.
Okay. Then it's time for Truman's terrible team of the week.
That's terrible.
Do it for the city. Ugh. St. Louis got absolutely whacked at home by Kansas City 4-1. And I love the posts on Facebook. We still love our team. Yeah, you got destroyed. You got
You guys were a number one seed in your first year. Of course, you're going to be happy.
right, but they deserved a little bit of a humbling. So I did enjoy seeing that see that happen to them. So
yeah,
I don't like when these expansion fans get all pumped up, think their team's great.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I actually do. I'm going to back up the dumping ground one more time because I forgot. Apparently, Luis Suarez is joining Inter Miami next year.
Yeah. Well,
So
we'll see.
Oh, and they're gonna have a meaningless game against NYCFC to celebrate Messi's trophy because it'll be the battle of two teams who couldn't even make the playoffs.
Wait, they're really going to have a friendly between two MLS teams to celebrate the Ballon d'Or?
Yes.
What the fuck are we doing?
I think it's next week too.
What? I get we have Messi and we need to like put him up there to like promote the league and shit, but you're in the middle of the fucking playoffs.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be nationally televised or anything. I don't know if it's just like a non-broadcast game or locally broadcast. I have no idea. I don't think it's. Who knows? Apple TV will probably put it on anyway.
I gotta see this shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't kid you about this silliness.
They're gonna have next Friday at 8 p.m. Oh my god, we're really doing this.
Yeah, they are. Oh, and it's on MLS Season Pass, so there you go.
It's on Season Pass.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta see. Are there any games possibly on the 10th? There's a possible playoff game on the 10th. They're going to use this as a fucking as a lead-in to a Seattle Sounders FC Dallas possible playoff game. That's what they're doing. Oh my god! MLS has been trying to really shake the retirement league thing, right? At least that's the idea. Is they're trying to shake the retirement league tag this whole time,
right?
And granted, Messi won his Player of the Year award not for what he did with Miami, right? It was purely World Cup. That's really what it was about. It's like, hey, you finally got your World Cup. We're going to give you this. And not to celebrate an achievement that wasn't really earned in MLS like this just makes our league look fucking ridiculous.
Yes, that's what they love to do. They didn't do this with Beckham.
Did Beckham ever win a Player of the Year award like this? With the Galaxy?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know what to say.
MLS, baby.
And why New York City? I mean, I guess because they're not playing, it's like the best they can get on short notice. But
right, I think that's exactly what it is.
Let's see. So they're calling it the Noche d'Or, first kind of event that begins at 6 p.m. So it's 2 full hours before the game is when this shit's going to start.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do a pregame trophy presentation with speeches by Messi, Inter Miami owner Jorge Mas, and Commissioner Don Garber. Following the match, they're going to have a special after party.
So
with specialty food and beverages options being available. The presentation will also feature gold fireworks, a gold carpet, and more. Wow. Okay. Oh, they're also selling a special shirt, of course, for Messi
Of course.
on the league store.
Maybe they'll have some available at the Red Bull store.
You know, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. They're selling on. I'm not kidding. They're selling on the MLS store Messi shirt. On the back has the number 10, obviously, but it looks like the one is composed of 8 championship rings. What 8 championships has he won in MLS?
He won a midseason tournament.
Okay. I mean, clearly the Red Bulls Emirates Cup is more important than the Leagues Cup, right? We're all in agreement on this.
Mm-hmm.
Then where's our pomp and circumstance for that Emirates Cup victory?
Oh, not a thing.
All right, so here's a question.
I'm glad I brought this up. Yeah,
it probably is a good thing you did it because I would not because pure reaction because I had no idea what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I am looking at MLSsoccer.com, right? So let me find they even sell the home kit anymore on the website? No.
Don't forget how silly MLSsoccer.com is because it's literally saying Major League Soccer.com.
Well, this is MLSstore.com. At least it makes sense.
Just a reminder.
Yeah. Okay. So these are. I'm gonna look at authentic jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it's the primary. What the fuck? The primary is not the yellow jersey. Okay. So are these unnamed? Okay. So it's the third jersey. I need the third jersey because the yellow jersey I don't think is worth it. Okay, honestly, I'm kind of surprised at these prices I'm looking at. But anyway, what do you think a Messi authentic jersey goes for on the website right now?
$175.
$179. So you're pretty close.
Nailed it.
All right, I'll use the quote primary jersey. And honestly, I'm even surprised at these numbers. So John Tolkien yellow jersey for some reason is $195 on the website. The authentic. I honestly thought it was going to be cheaper than Messi's. I'm kind of surprised.
Those jerseys should be $1.
Those jerseys should be burned.
Yes.
Even the Tolkien, the 58th anniversary hip hop jersey is $195. So I don't know what's going on with the MLS store.
There should be 2 jerseys available for the Red Bulls: red and hip hop jersey every season forever.
You know, I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Hip hop jersey is probably the best alternate shirt they've ever had.
Well, it's really, at least as far as I know, it's really the only alternate shirt we've ever had. Right? Because
recycled shirts.
Well, see, I don't consider those a third jersey only because everybody has them.
Right.
Like Red Bull specific. Like this is really the first third jersey we've had.
It's usually red. This year, red, terrible graffiti yellow hip hop jersey.
Yeah. But like in years past, it was always white or red, white or blue. Like that was it. There was one year where it was blue and red. But
I stand by it. That's one of the coolest jerseys they've ever had ever.
It is. And I honestly love how the fact that quickly became the secondary jersey.
Yeah, immediately. Just keep wearing it.
They wore I think they wore the yellow one more time. They're like, no, why the fuck are we doing this? We're done. If we need to not wear red, it's going to be the hip hop jersey.
Kind of the same thing happened with the Devils black jersey. That thing caught on so quick. They wear it like more and more now.
It's almost like they listen to the fans on what they like.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else? No other MLS surprises I need to know about?
Chicharito is leaving the Galaxy. I don't know if he's retiring, but there you go. That's the last thing I got.
whatever. That's not
as exciting.
Yeah. That one I already knew. It's not really. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this one up. You can visit us at patreon.com/Red Bull Rant. Email us redbullrant@gmail.com. Call us 973-348-5329. Leave a voicemail. You can be heard on the show. Facebook.com/Red Bull Rant. On Twitter at Red Bull Rant for the show, at Dr. Stooge, for myself at the Truman for Truman. Subscribe to our show via iTunes, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spotify, pretty much anywhere you can find a podcast. Last words before we get out of here.
Don't fucking embarrass us, for crying out loud. Let the fans go home happy. All right, blow it on the road. Blow it in Game 3 or something. Just give them one more thing to be happy about. Get out there, play your ass off, and win.
All right, so for Truman and myself, this has been episode 447 Red Bull Rant. Thank you guys for tuning in, and as always, go Red Bulls.
See ya.
By the way, we want to hear a lot of this on Saturday.